Okie dokie, hello and welcome to a 3v3 on the Forgotten Empires here. We've got a mega random map and we've got 6 players from the HD community. Over to the sort of northeast of the map in the red, we've got iVictorious playing as the Franks. And a little pause to start things off with, which means I can't move the screen unfortunately. I can't type either. I gotta wait for these guys. Let's just wait for them to unpause. A couple of them have new civs, so they want to check the tech tree, which is absolutely fair enough. Not many people really play the Forgotten Empires that often, so I think people need to kind of get used to the tech tree a little. I think a lot of them don't really realise what their civ is capable of if they have a new one. So up here in the red then we've got iVictorious playing as the Franks. His teammate in the pocket position in green we've got Rabelbok playing as the Koreans. And over to the south of the map in the teal we've got Clementine playing as the Slavs. Definitely worth checking the tech tree for him. Up to the north of the other team, we have Frederick in teal playing as the Italianos, which is probably a pretty good thing for him actually, because this looks like a pretty sort of water map. It's kind of a hybrid actually. Definitely look into the map in a minute. Yellow, we've got Santa Claus playing as the Aztecs. A little bit out of season, I feel. He's in yellow in the pocket position for his team. And in grey, for their team and the other flank we've got Big Fish playing as the Spanish. Now this is I think a little bit of an unfair map, because if you have a look on the right hand side, the team to the right here, they're all joined. It's like Team Islands for them. They're completely joined together, but poor Teal here is on an island on his own. He's not actually connected to his teammates on the back here, and that's kind of bad for their team, because if the other team starts taking water control, it does mean that galleys can come in the back here and start doing a lot of damage. Now, it seems like there's a little... Oh, you're kidding. Someone's dropped. Oh, wait. No. No, it was fine. Someone nearly dropped. I hope we don't actually get a drop here. That would be kind of lame. But yeah, as I was saying, galleys and stuff back here could really be a nuisance, because they can get into this gap, and it's just not ideal, really. But the map itself looks pretty interesting, actually. It's mega random, and this is one of those maps where you just have a ton of everything. There is so many fish in the ocean here. There are so many, well, just so much stone and gold to be had. Each starting island has a pile of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 gold piles, 10 stone piles times 2, so 20 and 20. Not only that, but then you go to the middle and there's just tons of stone, tons of gold. This is going to be a pretty nuts game if it gets to the late stage, because no one's going to run out of gold at any point. No one's going to need to even bother trading, it seems. Not with this much gold on your starting island. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what strategy they go for. I feel like saying that water is going to be the best idea here. And the reason for that is mostly because I kind of get the feeling that in this kind of position with this game, well, this map even, taking the middle really actually isn't that crucial. You have so much starting gold and so much starting stone, you don't really need to go to the middle here to actually get that resource, because what you've got at home is going to last you for a long time anyway. So I think it's probably best for everyone in this game to go with water. But we may see some land attempts coming in a little bit later on. Now, I just noticed something else that's kind of strange as well. There's actually very few sheep. It doesn't seem like Red has any sheep at all. There's like 1 or 2 sheep just around, but there's huge deer patches, and there's a couple of boar as well. So they should be okay for food, as long as they take the 2 deer patches, which of course then means they have to build 2 mills. And it's going to mess up their water build somewhat, because if you build 2 mills, then that's 200 wood that you've just spent on mills rather than docks and fishing ships. So I'll be interested to see if anyone goes for a very quick dock here, or if they go for just 2 mills and take all the deer. This is like a really nice spot for green though. All the deer so close together, which is really nice for him. Seems like Gray's looking decent though, taking his 2 ball very quickly actually, and got a couple of sheep under here as well. We'll see if he goes for a mill or not, but he's actually put a dock down first. I think he's one of the only players to do that. In fact, yeah, even Teal put a mill down before the dock. It seems like everyone has gone for a mill first, but Gray's done a really good thing here by putting his dock up first, I feel. Should be able to get out those fishing ships a little bit faster on, and as his name will suggest, he is the big fish, and I'm sure he will be doing some big fishing. Should be good for him back here. There's just so many fish in the sea, and this is why again I say I think going for water makes more sense, because denying your opponent's fish is huge. So you get so much food from having a few fishing ships out. They're much more effective than villagers at the earlier stages of the game, so it's definitely worth doing that. Now, I'll be interested as well to see if anyone actually walls off properly. I think this dock position from purple is absolutely diabolical, though. That just does not make sense. Let's just look at purple's POV a second here. Turn his fog of war on. Right. So, this is always worth noting, because when you place your dock, you've got to be very mindful of the map, because you might end up putting it in somewhere like this, which is a horrible position. You may notice there's no water here. He's docked on a tiny river that has no big fish, and it's just not ideal, you know? You're going to be taking the shore fish, you're going to have to travel very far to get to the shore fish, and it's just not a good position for a dock. Whereas if he'd have actually kind of considered the map a little bit, he can see where his teammates are, he knows they're here and here, they know there's backwater as well, he can see the shoreline back here, so it's pretty obvious from just seeing that all of this is water. All of this black bit is water, and indeed it is. And docking back here would have made so much more sense for him. And, you know, he's going to actually lose quite a lot of potential from the fishing ships he makes, if he makes any, by docking right at the front in that position. So, I think Grey is probably going to win the water pretty comfortably on this bottom side of the map. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Elsewhere, though, let's see. We've got Teal, again, docking in a little bit of a strange place. I know it's quite a long way for him to travel to go all the way to the back, but ultimately as well, if we look at his point of view, you see how close you are to the edge of the map. You know there's not going to be many big fish there. You see the corner of the map, you see how far away it is from the true corner of the map, and, well, the corner of your island, and you know that there's going to be a lot more fish back here. It's odd to me. Yellow as well. Yellow's docked on the front. It doesn't make sense. It makes no sense at all. Green, though, docking at the back here, and red as well. Where's he docked? Is he docked at all? Red hasn't actually docked yet. Interesting. Interesting indeed, because we've got Teal starting to wall up on the front. I imagine yellow and grey will wall up on the front as well and prevent anyone from getting over. So for red in this position to not actually take any water at all, it's kind of weird. I don't know what he's going to do in actual fact, because he's going up now on 22 population, but he's only just putting his dock up. It seems like he's going to go with a grush, but not actually make any fishing ships first, which could actually work out well for him, because Frederick is only just clicking up to feudal. So although Frederick's got fishing ships, he's got 4, I Victorious could send over a couple of galleys and pick them off before Frederick really gets up to the feudal age, so that could work out. Now, other players, let's see. Big Fish is halfway up to feudal. Clementine is still in the Dark Age. Nearly feudal, actually. Just needs a tiny bit more food. In fact, they can click up now, though, yeah, they have got Loom as well. Frederick is, yeah, halfway up now. Santa Claus up as well. And Rabblebok up also. So we've got everyone on the way up, at least, which is a good thing. And Rabblebok here, quite a few fishing ships, actually. 33 population here. I think he could get away with doing a fast castle, actually. There's still quite a few deer left over here, and he's got 1 villager on the goal. He will need a few more if he wants to do a fast castle, but could get away with fast castling. The only thing is for him is that I think purple will end up losing water here. So if he does fast castle, then he could end up losing his fishing ships to the galleys of Big Fish if purple loses water, which, let's be honest, looking at it, he probably will. I don't want to call it too soon, but yeah, he's not really going for a water build at all. He doesn't have any doesn't have any fishers. doesn't really have that many villagers taking wood either. In fact, he's got 3 villagers on wood now, which just is not enough at this stage. Now everyone else is starting to wall up. We've got a wall from yellow here, grey's walling, teal's walled, red is sort of walling. He's actually building a stable. What's going on here? And green is walled as well. And of course, back to purple. I victorious, up to feudal. Where's the galleys? I don't see them. He's actually putting up a stable now. Is he trying to fast castle? I honestly, I don't know. He might be trying to fast castle actually, and maybe try and push on the land, but I think it's a bit of a risky strategy. He's going to have just about enough food in a second. He's stopped villager production though, and he's queued up 5 villagers. Okay. Okay, another tip for everyone out there, only queue 1 or 2 villagers at a time. Queuing up 5 villagers, it gives you a false sense of how much food you actually have. You know, you're looking at iVictorious's food, you think, okay, 300 food, he's quite away from the castle age, he needs 800 to click up. But if he cancels 3 of these villagers, suddenly that's another 150, and then he's on nearly 700, and he's actually not that far away at all. But I think one problem here is that he's not really scouted at all. He's trying to scout rush now, and it's walled up. He's not actually going to be able to do the scout rush at all. He's going to run against this palisade, start attacking it, and not be able to get through. So that is not so good from him. Santa Claus adding in a galley, and I think we'll start to see some water action fairly soon. We've got Grey here adding in some galleys at the moment as well. Only 2 docks from him though. Interesting. I thought he'd go for 3. And we've got Purple doing a fast castle by the looks of things as well. Yeah, Purple's going to fast castle this one up with a blacksmith and a stable coming down. And Green, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the way up to the castle age already, actually. Yeah, he's nearly castle at 65%. Will he go for water, though? That's the question. It seems like most of these players are kind of leaning towards land, which I think is very odd. But you never know. Somehow, iVictorious got out. I didn't even catch that, but I'm guessing there was either a hole in this wall, or there was he went around this way or something like that, but he's into the middle anyway with a couple of scouts. But really, scout rushing on a map like this, it doesn't make sense to me. Obviously everyone's going to wall it up. If you are going to wall it up, the chances are your opponents are going to wall it up as well. But iVictorious going to go castle anyway, and once he gets to castle, obviously a lot more options going to open up. Seems like most people here indeed actually fast castling. Big Fish almost up to castle now as well, and I think it's going to come down very much to who's got water, because you can't actually cross into the middle as well if you haven't got water control. So I'm going to be interested to see what they do. It doesn't seem like anyone's really that heavy into water, but Big Fish adding in the 3rd dock now, good indicator that he probably will start really pushing the water. Actually going to go with War Galley fairly soon. And of course, Bodkin Arrow, if he's got a blacksmith, which he has, should definitely go for that. War Galley on the way out. And I think Rabblebox is going to be the one here to fight it out with Big Fish on the water here. Rabblebox castle now as well. We've got Frederick up to castle, and Frederick is Italians, so definitely a good water civilization. I think they're actually listed as a water civilization. But I'm not really seeing any water build from him at all. In fact, he's more doing a bit of a boom. He knows that Red's not going water, because he's not seen any galleys from him at all. And in actual fact, he's got 3, 4, 5 plus 3, 6, 7. Yeah, that's quite a lot. 12 fishing ships on the water. So I think Frederick in this position just going to go with a fish boom and add in these TCs pretty quickly, and obviously with those all that extra food coming in, he is able to queue up a lot of villagers, which he shouldn't do, as we know, but he will be able to build a lot of villagers very quickly, comfortably, and do a nice boom there. We've got Big Fish taking a TC in the center though, looking to take some of that center control, which, as I said before, it's going to be important in the very late stages of the game, but really, at this stage of the game, no need at all to put this town centre at risk in the middle here. I suppose he's not really at risk because he has got the war galleys, but you never know what could come across from the pocket player or the other flank, and he's got so much gold back at home. You got to think to yourself, TC here maybe, would do just as good a job, but later on in the game, yeah, it's going to be useful to get this gold, I guess. So it just depends how long the game goes on for, I suppose. Now, what is Victorious up to? He didn't really do a whole lot with those scouts. He's up to the castle age now, but he's missing a trick. He really is. I mean, water, dude, he could kill so many of these fishing ships from Frederick. It's unreal. He could get so many. There's so many there, and he's not got a single galley. Frederick doesn't have a single galley. They're easy pickings, but he's not going for it yet. Rabelbach, it seems, taking the water so far. Big Fish saying he needs help, but I don't think he really needs help that much. Though saying that, Santa Claus now up to the castle age, could send those galleys over. But yeah, I'm not really seeing any galleys at all from Purple at this stage. Purple, in fact, actually adding in a couple of knights here. Whether or not he builds a transport ship and goes with that, I don't know. I kind of get the feeling he might do it. Yeah, he's got a transport ship in there. He will release that eventually, but he's not going to get over there. That's the problem. How is Clementine going to get his transport ship out? And how is he going to be able to actually get to Big Fish's island when Big Fish has control of the water like this? It's just not going to happen. And Clementine should really put some docks back here and actually make some galleys, I feel, because if he does do that, then they could take the water from Big Fish pretty comfortably. In fact, Big Fish doesn't actually have +2 attack at the moment, so Rabelbach looking pretty good here. Going to be able to take water quite comfortably as well, and should push Big Fish back. Now, Victorious, I'm still not sure what he's doing. He's just booming up by the looks of things, just adding in those TCs. So this is where the action is on the left-hand side of the map at the moment. We've got Santa Claus with War Galley now as well, but sending them the wrong way, it seems. Should be sending them down to help out Big Fish. Big Fish did say that he needed some help, so, you know, it would make a lot more sense for him to do that. And Rabelbach, yeah, comfortably taking the water. And yeah, he's got 3 docks on the front, 2 on the back. And I don't know if he's keeping up that production all that much. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, most of those docks are idle, but he's got enough war galleys to push this back for now, which does mean that Clementine could do his landing. In fact, he's already done it. Oh yeah, missed that one, but that's really good. Clementine getting those knights over there, and Big Fish taking a little bit of a hit to his eco. 2 villagers going down. Going to be looking to get those knights do some more damage. Now, Clementine here has done bloodlines, but he should really do that +1 defense upgrade if he's going to be raiding here. It's cheaper than bloodlines, and it's going to help you out massively against town centre fire. But look at this. I think Big Fish probably regretting building his town centre out here now, because this gold is easily raidable. This wood at the back easily raidable as well. And Clementine's going to disrupt Big Fish's eco big time. I just think though that that Frederick is the dark horse of this game. I think he's just sitting here booming up. He might even be on the way up to Imperial. Oh, nearly. A little bit of an imbalanced eco. Way too much gold income at the moment. But just look at this. So many villagers queued up. He could probably cancel a few of those and go Imperial at this stage quite comfortably. Way too many villagers taking gold still. But he's got so much gold, it's not really a problem. What am I on about? It is a problem. He should have more balanced eco, definitely. Wheelbarrow at 26 minutes as well. That is a little bit late. Guys, if you want to know a good timing for your wheelbarrow, aim for about 16 to 17 minutes and get wheelbarrow then, and get handcart about 30 minutes or 35 minutes or so. That's usually a better time to go for it. I don't understand why he's got 10 villagers queued up here. As I said before as well, just cancel them. You don't need that many, and you underestimate how much food you have. You underestimate how much you have, because it's not a true number up here. We've got Santa Claus coming in now on the left. Santa Claus is coming to town and going to help out Rabelbog, but look at this. Great raiding by Clementine. Still getting a few villager picks over here, being a nuisance to Big Fish. But with yellow getting involved, I think Rabelbach will definitely lose water now. But, you know, pretty bad coordination, it seems, between Santa Claus and Big Fish. They don't really seem to be communicating that well, as Santa Claus is not heading in the right direction. Which is a little bit worrying for their team. Now Rabelbach is looking decent actually. Let's see, he's still only on the one town centre, which is a little bit concerning as a matter of fact. Now he has invested heavily into fishing ships. He's also invested very heavily into galleys, but he doesn't actually have that many. He does have +1 ship armor though, which is obviously a pretty big use to him. But yeah, I mean, he really should consider getting up that second TC, a third TC. I'm wondering if he's got bowsaw, because he's struggling, it seems, to get enough wood at this stage. And obviously that wood would be very useful to get that second and third TC out. I think he'll do that fairly soon. Clementine, still raiding Big Fish's economy, looking pretty good over here. Has got that +1 defense. Next, should definitely go for a +1 attack. It will definitely help him to kill off these villagers. If you think about it, a knight has 10 attack. The farmer has +1 pierce, melee armor. So you need 5 hits to kill a farmer with a knight. But if you have +1 attack, you only need 4 hits instead of 5. And it obviously just makes it a little bit more efficient. So definitely worth doing that. Now, I'm trying to spy what else I can see. iVictorious, night raiding over at Yellow's base here. Yellow reacting with a monk, definitely a good choice, as monks are just excellent at defending against knights. They really are, and they are very good indeed. Now, who's up to the Imperial Age? I checked Frederick first because I thought he would be, and indeed he is. iVictorious could go Imperial now, but he's not clicked up. Rabelbach as well. Santa Claus could go Imperial very soon. Clementine still castle, Big Fish still castle, but Frederick, as I said, the dark horse of this game, he is going to be Imperial in a minute. Now I don't know what his plan is, but it seems like Genoese crossbow are on the cards, and that is a little bit concerning for iVictorious actually, because Genoese crossbowmen absolutely shred through knights like butter. They are fantastic at killing knights, they really are. It's the only unit in the game that is an archer unit that has an attack bonus against knights, and it's just very unique. Obviously it is a unique unit, so it works. You might get to see these guys in action pretty soon. Frederick going to be putting up another castle on the front as well, by the looks of things. And iVictorious out of position over here to defend, but trying to raid as best he can on Santa Claus here. Now, Santa Claus has, what, 5 monks out on the field, so that's 4 knights versus 5 monks. We know which way this is going to go. Even 2 conversions here will cause iVictorious to lose. These monks probably going to get it on. Wallalo, 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 and convert. Not bad, not bad. Getting 1. Did lose that that monk there, but more monks where that came from. Another 4 coming over. Should be pretty easy for Santa Claus to defend this, to be fair. Now, meanwhile, over this side, yeah, we've got this forward castle going down. Frederick can put down another castle as well if he likes. Here would be a good position. And continuing to pump out those Genoese crossbows, +2/+2. And against a Frank opponent, it makes too much sense. However, at this stage, I would recommend to Frederick, stop production of Genoese crossbows and add some trebs, because you're going to need them. iVictorious putting down, or putting up a castle on this left-hand side. And, well, Frederick should probably add some trebs in at this stage, or some siege. I'm pretty sure Italians get siege ram, in fact, so going with that would definitely be worthwhile. Now, meanwhile, on the middle of the map, we've got Big Fish taking control as well. So it definitely looks like the team in the north have a very good hold on the centre. Clementine, however, still raiding away, looking pretty good for him. He's gone for that +1 attack upgrade now, and will take down villagers extremely quickly, able to even tank quite a bit of this arrow fire from the TC. So Clementine pretty comfortable over there. But Rabelbach, I think, yeah, in fact, Rabelbach losing water, it seems. His navy's completely gone. I think Big Fish must have taken it away from him, but I don't know. I feel like Rabelbach's got a huge score. What's he doing? Well, he's Koreans, and I'm guessing at this stage that he's going to be adding in some war wagons fairly soon, going for that kind of build with the siege and the war wagons and the halberdier. Whether or not that is the case, we'll have to wait and see. But War Wagon's definitely coming out. But I think he's going to lose water here to Big Fish, because he's coming in with those galleys looking pretty good. for him. This now is looking a little bit concerning though. Frederick on the front with 2 siege workshops going up as well, and I think iVictorious may have a little bit of a tough time defending this. Let's see, he's on the way up to the Imperial Age. He's adding in archery ranges, which is actually, well, I don't know what Franks could do in this position, to be honest with you. He's adding in some mangonels. I think Axemen might not be such a bad idea against the crossbows, but I think they're probably going to die very quickly even so. I don't know if he's going to go for mass skirms or something like that. Now the problem is he's got so much food and so much gold, it might just be worth going for the Cavalier Paladin anyway, because he's got so much resource in that area already that it kind of makes a lot of sense just to go with it, rather than struggling to get out units at all. You know, in this position, maybe, just maybe, it might be a good idea for iVictorious to add a few more paladins anyway, because it will help him, of course, to take down the siege. And I know Frederick's elite Genoese crossbows here are going to absolutely shred through cavalry, but if you've got enough of it, it might just work out. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but this push coming in very soon. Treb's now out for Frederick, and I think Frederick as well doing rams on the front here. Cat ram, yeah. Cat ram on the way out. In fact, there's a lot of cat rams there. 5 to be precise. And now we've got this push coming in. Could be pretty nasty for iVictorious. I don't think he's prepared at all. But if he does enough work with these mangonels, and, well, soon to be onagers, it might not be too bad. He's just doing the elite skirm upgrade, calling for help. And Rabelbach may want to go and help him out over there as fast as he can. Other people up to Imperial. Well, we've got Rabelbach, Frederick, and iVictorious now Imperial. Castle from Clementine going up. Now, I'll be very interested to see how war wagons deal with the Genoese crossbow. Now, I know they're good against cavalry, but are they good against cavalry archers, which is what the war wagon is classed as? I've got a feeling that the war wagons may die very quickly, which would be a little bit worrying, to say the least. Onager now done for iVictorious, though. Now, he has to make good use of these, and he's going to struggle because he needs to try and kill the Genoese crossbow rather than the rams. Oh, he's going to get a big hit here, though. That must be satisfying, though he didn't actually kill any crossbows, which is kind of sad, but that's because they do have quite a bit of armor, and that's going to be a hit, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough. iVictorious killing his own trebs almost there, it seems. I think he did just kill his own trebs. But the onagers, pretty devastating so far. Actually able to just hold it off long enough to get some hand cannons out. And I'm not sure about this decision for hand cannons. They're great against infantry, not so great against Genoese crossbow. But at the same time, it can't be that bad to get a few hand cannons out. They do a huge amount of damage. He had a lot of food and gold anyway. It almost makes sense that for him to do that. So at least he's spending those resources. At least he's trying to build an army at this stage. Now, meanwhile, we've got Rabelbach over here trying to do a little bit of damage to Big Fish in the middle. Big Fish just seems pretty safe back at home now. Clementine stopped raiding him a while ago. But Clementine and Santa Claus now up to the Imperial Age. Clementine, well, what's he doing? Of course, he's making the Boyar, the fantastic Boyar, absolutely great unit. It's like a Teutonic Knight on a horse, and it is very, very strong at dealing with infantry anyway. But he's playing against the Spanish, so unlikely that the Spanish is going to be making a lot of infantry. However, could see a fair amount of conquistadors, perhaps, or even paladins from Big Fish. It seems like he's going to go down that route with the knights already coming out. But look at this. Clementine may end up taking out this forward from Big Fish pretty comfortably here. This is what I was saying. It's out in the middle of nowhere almost. And we've got Trebs now starting to fire upon this TC. But Big Fish has a pretty big fleet here. Should be able to take those Trebs out pretty quickly just by putting his war galleys there. However, castle going up here, and if Clementine can just defend this castle, he might keep his trebs safe. Now, these Boyar will kill the knights pretty comfortably, and yeah, Big Fish is going to have to run back from there. Clementine should try and repair this, try and repair the trebuchet. Repair the trebuchet, you can do it, man! No, the Treb's lost. Treb is lost. But these knights getting dealt with. Boyar +4 defense now, +2 attack, and the elite upgrade isn't even done, which is really impressive. But he's trying to get this castle up, and if he can just get the castle up, that's going to be great. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Yeah, no, the castle will go up. The castle is up. And that's it now. Big Fish cannot sit there for long. The TC went down as well, and Clementine's starting to raid, kill these villagers off very quickly. 12 +2 attack on this Bayard. They're absolutely fantastic. And he's doing the elite upgrade as well. Good stuff, Clementine. Good stuff. Now, this is looking pretty good over here, actually. iVictorious starting to mass up quite a good amount of hand cannons, actually. He's got to be careful, though. Could end up killing his own dudes if he's not careful about it. But starting to add the bombard cannons, starting to make hand cannoneers. It's not the best unit composition against the Italians, but it's pretty decent for now. He's holding out, he's doing a good job, and well, Frederick's kind of kept occupied by Rabblebok here as well, who is holding the center with this castle, but this is not looking good for Big Fish at all. He is getting pretty much 2v1'd here. We've got a few Eagle Warriors coming in from Santa Claus, Elite Eagles actually, with just, oh, they're fantastic. They're really quick, and they're going to be chasing these units down. Elite Eagles look different in Forgotten Empires, by the way. They look awesome. But Clementine here with the Elite Boyar now, 150 health, 14 +2, 6 +3 melee armor. This fight is going to go so badly in favor of Clementine. Just look at this. These guys probably going to be able to tank this so well. Elite Eagles getting probably going to get shredded. I would not be surprised. Fantastic stuff from Clementine with the Boyars here. Great unit, but he is lacking a mass. He hasn't really got that many castles. He's got 2, and he's getting kind of swarmed by eagles here. He's got to be careful, but yeah, look at this. These Boyars are going to be absolutely fantastic in this situation. They just need a few more. That's all he needs. He needs to get a good mass of them out, and yellow can't touch him. But yeah, Grey pushed away from this center, almost like I foreshadowed it. I almost called that, and now he's been forced back to his home island. He is still castle, unfortunately, but you know, he had such a great start. I really thought Big Fish would have pulled through, but it was a little bit too much for him. And now it seems like the team in the south is starting to take the lead for the first time in a while now, as iVictorious 2v1 in this situation. But look how many hand cannons he's got. Looking pretty good over here. They're both even on range. He's got the Onager. The Onager itself is going to do so much damage, and then the hand cannons can mop it up. This castle, though, struggling to go up, but I think it will go up in time. And iVictorious doing a fantastic job of just holding this against Frederick's Elite Genoese crossbow. He's doing, it's 3v1 against iVictorious, actually, but he's got his castle up, and that's going to deal with the water comfortably. He's taking down the castle of Frederick, and it doesn't matter if he's 3v1 because he's got this situation in the bag. I mean, he's dealing with this so well, and he's really, really doing a good job over there. So, really well done by him. Rabblebok as well now. He's got so much eco, but I'm not really seeing a huge amount of army from him. He's adding in a load of stables, but yeah, I kind of expected to see a little bit more army, a little bit more military. He's gone for the Elite War Wagon. He doesn't have a huge amount of them. And these Elite Eagles from Santa Claus doing a good job. Now, these guys need to communicate. It seems like they are, which is great. Clementine coming in with the Boyar. And we've seen already just how great the Boyar is in this situation. Going to be absolutely shredding through these eagles. Even though they're fully upgraded, it doesn't matter. The Boyar will sit there and tank it all. Come on, dude, you need to attack. That would be great. But I think we're going to see a pretty big Imperial battle here. We've got some galleons from Frederick as well. Interesting stuff. But iVictorious starting to push forward. Now, I don't know how his castle got so on fire. I didn't really see anything attacking him, but look how many bombard cannons he's got. This is great. And oh man, Santa Claus, no, he's not going to run into this, is he? There's so many hand cannons here. These Elite Eagles are going to get absolutely owned by the hand cannons. Look at them, they're just going to get absolutely flattened. But there's so many of them, they might do a decent amount of damage, but even so, that mass there getting so destroyed. And Victorious, I think he just hit the nail on the head when he decided to go hand cannons. I really didn't foresee them being that effective, but man, they are doing a great job. We've got Boyar cleaning up in the center here as well. No more castles for you, Frederick. And this is looking really good for the team in the south now. I'm loving the use of these unique units as well. Yellow trying to do as much raiding as he can with these elite eagles, but everything he comes up against is almost a hard counter to him. The Boyar are a counter, the hand cannons are counter as well. But he's still making the eagles anyway. Now he's playing as the Aztecs. He doesn't really have much choice in anything else. But if anything, I would say that in this situation, Arbalest is the better option for him, because, as I say, everything he runs into at the moment is countering him. And Arbalest, it's not going to be too difficult for him to switch into, and it would make a whole lot of difference if he does. Now, Victorious is in a decent position. He doesn't have the biggest eco. He's got a lot of idle villagers, actually. In fact, yeah, his eco is a complete disaster at this stage, but he's still holding his own in the center for now, which is quite good for the time being. But I think, you know, if Rabblebok starts to sling him, that could be huge. Rabblebok, his economy is massive. Oh, it looks massive. I'm pretty sure it's pretty big. He's got a lot of fishing ships as well, remember. But I don't know why his score is so high. I'm not really seeing a whole lot from him. I'm seeing a few units here and there, but it's nothing nothing huge. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Clementine starts to pull ahead in the score here, as these Boyar are absolutely doing work over on this side. Big Fish, though, now doing Elite Conquistador, and I think that's a good choice in this position. It's going to be decent against the Boyar as far as I can tell. But man, Clementine, look at this. Ownage with the Boyars. Ownage, indeed. We've got Rabblebok switching into Hussar now. I'm just wondering where his resources have gone. Maybe he sent them to his teammates a little bit. Yellow doing a good job though, starting to raid with the Eagles, looking good indeed. And Victorious still holding out in the middle, and this is the thing, he's got a good mass of hand cannons. He can quite comfortably take down the light cavalry of Frederick here, and he's continuing to just push forwards, take down these buildings, and if he can take down these castles and things as well, then that's going to be really great for him. I'm really enjoying this game. I'm loving seeing the new units in play. I still say new. I mean, I don't know. Can you really call them new anymore? I mean, Forgotten Empires has been out over a year now, but I still call them new. I suppose when you're comparing 1 year to 12 years, that's pretty new. Interestingly enough, Santa Claus is switching into Condottiero, which is an interesting choice because it's pretty useless. Yeah, Condottiero is good for killing gunpowder and pretty much that only. Now in this situation, he's got eagles. There's no need to make Condottiero. It would be worthwhile for him to make the Condottiero to fight the hand cannons, but it's not worthwhile at the moment unless he's literally just trying to pad out his army, which could be the case. Now he's got quite a lot of food, a reasonable amount of gold as well. In fact, Santa Claus's economy is looking good. He's able to keep this mass of eagles up, which is really important, and he's even pushing back Purple a little bit here. But Purple fighting on this left hand side against the elite conks over here, and I'm interested how the Boyars perform. Kind of unfair to watch it like this though, because obviously the Boyars are massively outnumbered, but they seem to be able to tank some of that fire from the elite conks quite well. But yeah, conks with 18 attack, it's pretty big. It's pretty damn big. And I'm starting to get a little bit concerned. Frederick's been pushed off here, but Yellow and Grey starting to pull back onto the mainland pretty well. We've got a huge amount of elite eagles from Yellow still, and with Grey's Conquistadors now out as well, and quite a lot of them, no less. It could be pretty difficult for Purple to hold on here. It depends on his eco. Let's have a look. Clementine, whoa, he's got so much food. He could keep Boyars coming out all day long. Problem is, he's being raided or attacked from the shoreline. And he doesn't have a huge amount of gold economy at this stage. He's kind of been pushed away from the middle, and that's going to be pretty bad for him. He really needs that gold to make those booyah, and he's just been completely outnumbered, which is a little bit concerning. So I don't know which way this is going to go still, but I would say that the team in the north are really pulling it back now, and if they can retake the island, it might be very difficult for the other guys to get back into it, because remember, these guys have water control. So, you know, we've got a lot of galleons here from Big Fish. We've even got cannon galleons from Frederick, and I think I Victorious may have a pretty difficult time defending this now. Obviously, this castle will go down, the TC going to go down, and I Victorious doesn't have the best economy as it is already. Still idle villagers here, and this is a problem now, because once these units die, if they die, which I imagine they will eventually in time, how is he going to replace them without an economy? It's not going to happen. And this is now a big issue, because if Frederick comes around the side, he can really do a lot of damage. He can start taking down these castles, he can come around the back, kill Green's eco. Even Grey here could be doing a lot more with these galleons than he is. He could be moving them over to purple here, coming around the back, killing this gold, hitting this TC, just doing so much more damage from the water. And this is why I said at the very start of this game, I think this map more of a water map than anything. But I like that the players are all attacking on the land. It does make it more interesting to watch, definitely makes it a lot of fun. Now, Green switching into some hand cannons here as well, I think that is a great idea. Going to be, of course, able to deal with Yellow a little bit better. That's why I said Yellow could have worked out for him to make Arbalest a little bit earlier on. But at the same time, he's doing just fine with the elite eagles anyway. He's just pumping them out all day long. Doing a good job there. But Grey is back in the game. Grey is here, and with Elite Conquistadors now out, I don't know if these Boyar are going to be able to stand up to too much of it. It depends. Clementine needs to mass them up, and he's got a decent amount back here, actually. It could work out pretty well. Where did Grey's Navy go? Okay, yeah, it's coming around the back. This TC is probably going to be a goner, and I Victorious not in a good position at all now, losing everything he's got. We've got some Genoese crossbowmen being landed over as well. I Victorious is going to run to the middle, where he's going to be confronted with Yellow and Grey here. They're trying to make a push, but just these hand cannons ripping through everything. Big Fish trying to get in there and do some damage with his conks. Even Santa Claus getting in there with these eagles. But man, the hand cannons just did so much damage there. They may even stay alive. No, I think they will now. They're too overrun. But that was huge. They did so much damage there. But I Victorious overran. He's got no economy left, really. He's got a little bit back here, but he's down to probably, I don't know, less than 50 population. Okay, 90. I underestimated. Whatever I did it wrong. I Victorious is on 87, but you know, at this stage of the game, you want to keep that population at 200. So he is definitely down at the moment, though he's not out. Could be losing more population very quickly, though. Villagers being raided. This town centre going to get taken down. I think the team in the middle now. The team at the top probably going to turn this right the way around. I Victorious saying it doesn't look good. Santa Claus realizing that they have a chance. But these Boyar, all these Boyar from Clementine looking pretty damn menacing. I wonder how pikemen deal with them, actually. We see quite a few pikemen from Santa Claus here. Obviously 4 + 8 attack, that's huge. They don't have halberdier available. But I'm wondering, you know, for the Aztecs, the pikemen could be really strong against the Boyar. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. But Boyar hanging on in there, starting to take down that these castles from Big Fish. And Rabblebock still hanging on in there as well, but you know, could get beaten back pretty comfortably by Santa Claus. Santa Claus taking a lot of gold in the middle here as well now, so should be able to keep those elite eagles coming out. Now I Victorious not looking so good on the right side. This landing of a castle from Frederick could be the end of the end. Obviously more elite cannon galleons at the back as well. All of this eco is in jeopardy. And even these fishing ships now of Rabblebok, so close to being destroyed by these galleons from Grey. Grey is just sitting back here killing so much eco from everyone, and over time that is going to have such a profound effect. It's going to make it very difficult for them to really pull it back. And it looks like it will be GG fairly soon. Team in the north doing enough damage here to seemingly pull it right back. And they did a great job of getting back into it, I've got to say. You know, I think Red did fantastically well, especially iVictorious there, pushing into the middle. I think he did a great job. Clementine pushing in as well. It just worked really well for their team. It was very well coordinated, but ultimately, now it seems like they're just overrun. It seems like their economy is too weak, and the lack of water control is really costing them this game. It's as simple as that, really. But man, these hand cannons just doing so much damage to these eagles. It's fantastic to see. I love it when that happens. But they're hanging on in there still. They're still hanging on in there. These guys, we've got Rabblebok here, quite a few halberdiers. He's going for halberdiers and elite war wagons. But I think he might get pushed back now. He is just too outnumbered, it seems. Way too outnumbered. Still so many fishing ships back here, but they're going to get taken down. They're going to get sandwiched. It's going to be a galleon sandwich, or a fishing ship sandwich, either way. iVictorious down to... Well, he's on 94. How is he on 94 population? I just don't know. Where is his population? It's these villagers and this. Oh, he's got a ton of halberdier. Okay. He's got a ton of halberdier. He's suggesting that maybe they can starve them to death. You know, it might just work. It might just work. Cannon galleons from iVictorious here as well. And in the middle, yeah, it seems like Big Fish and Santa Claus are able to get enough of an army together here to push this back. I don't think these Boyar from Clementine are going to be enough now. There's way too many conquistadors there for them to really push into. Not only that, but obviously backed up by Yellow here, it's going to be very, very tough. But, you know, they're hanging on in there. I'm very surprised they're still in it. In it to win it, obviously. iVictorious saying they must be pretty low on wood, and that's actually a really good point. How did I not notice that? There's not much wood on this map, is there? There's not much at all. In fact, Teal is completely mined out of wood here, which is a little bit confusing. Even Rabblebok has got no wood left, which is interesting. But you've got to bear in mind, if green's out of wood, then how are they even going to take the water? It's just not going to happen, is it? It's just not going to happen. I didn't even realise these guys had so little wood here. There's a little bit of wood in the centre. But it's going to be tough for them to take it when these guys have the centre control. Clementine, just a few Boyar left now. And these galleons at the back, wrecking. Absolutely wrecking. Clementine asking why people don't play the Forgotten. I think it's a good point because, honestly, I mean, you can't say that this game wasn't really fun and wasn't really balanced. I mean, I'd say even with completely random civs here, I'd say this was reasonably balanced, in fact. You know, the Aztecs quite easily countered by the Franks with their hand cannons there. Kind of countered by the Boyar, but the Boyar could be countered quite easily as well. I think this game is fairly balanced, to be honest. It does seem that way. Now we've got so many Conquistador from Big Fish here. Let's just see how they do against the Boyar here. There's really not that many Boyar out from Clementine, although there are more coming on from the right side, and some skirms as well. So Big Fish probably got to be careful, but backing them into a corner, taking down those Boyar pretty comfortably, it seems. Yeah, Clementine gonna have to run away. Run away. But it seems like they're just hanging on there still. I don't think it's looking very promising though. I don't know how the guys in the south are really going to hold on to this. I think it's more of a matter of time thing now until it's over. The elite cannon galleons bringing down these TCs from afar. Cannonballs raining from the sky, but they're so far away you don't know where they're coming from. Fantastic. But yeah, definitely going to be tough for these guys in the south. They can start spamming trash, but as Rabblebok's already said once, he's already low on wood. He's got 1,000 wood left. And how is he going to keep building farms, let alone continuing to build elite skirms at this stage? Not to mention the fact as well that Santa Claus here got a lot of gold still, plenty of food it seems, and he's going to be able to keep making those eagles and keep absolutely shredding through the elite skirms. So there's the castles down for, one castle down for Rabblebok. Santa Claus, score leader of the game at the moment. And I'm not surprised actually. He's had a really good game. Could be trouble on this left side though. So many conquistadors from Big Fish, but also quite a few skirms here from Clementine. But Clementine's missing the defense upgrades. Now, I don't know if the Slavs just don't get those upgrades, but I'm pretty sure they do get full upgraded defense on their skirms. He's also not got chemistry, so these guys really not doing as much damage as they could be. And the conquistadors with +4 defense here, able to clean this up. Easily done, and now look at this. Frederick coming in with the light cavalry. Rest in peace, economy. It's over. It is GG for these guys, and I think they should call it pretty soon. Yellow's looking really good over there. But yeah, Green's economy now going to get destroyed. Red, I victorious. How many population? 57. Got a few villages here in the middle, a couple of castles as well to keep themselves safe, but and a few not hand cannons, a few halberdier. Just everything he's got is protected by a castle at the moment, which is, I suppose, how you should be doing it. But Green's economy getting destroyed now. Rabblebok, 75 population. Clementine, 91. The other guys in the north, well, what have we got? Big Fish, 174. Santa Claus, 200. And Frederick, 189. So, you know, the guys in the north almost double the population of the other team. We've got Siege Onagers coming out from Santa Claus, though. Oh, yeah. Getting on the Siege Onager hype. And he wants to onager these. He really wants to onager them. There we go. Bang, big onager shot in there, and that's the GG. Clementine says GG. Rabblebok and I victorious, about to resign as well, and that was a pretty fun game. That was really nice actually. We got to see a few of the unique units there. We got to see some pretty back and forth action in the center, and that was actually really fun. There was a lot of things that these players could have done differently, could have done a little bit better, but as it stands, it was actually a fairly balanced game, and I think everyone had a lot of fun playing in this. I actually didn't notice these conquistadors over here. Really good landing by Grey there, putting those units in and destroying Clementine's economy. But ultimately, I think, yeah, I mean, losing the water control was huge in this game. It was massive. Right, well, I'm going to come back.